Aloha, my friends. Today, I tell you a couple of cat stories. Just hanging out here on the deck with the squirrels. Riley. Come on, you big rat. Come on, you big rascal. Sure are cute, you big rascal. You sure are cute, you big rat. It's so bright out here, I really can't see my screen good, so I'm really hoping you can see Squirrely. Really hoping you can see Squirrely, because Squirrely's so cute. Daddy's baby. Want a walnut? So yeah, my cat stories. So one day I had just finished working out and went on basically a cool down walk. It was getting to be evening, and I lived pretty much next to a busy road, and took my little walk around the block or whatever, and on the way back I noticed in the road that there was a ran over cat, and I knew it must have just happened because I didn't see anything because I was on my way back home, and it wasn't there before, so I was kind of bummed out that I was going to have to go past it and see it. And so anyway, as I approached it, it was starting to get dark. It wasn't dark yet, but it was starting to get dark. And as I got up to the cat, I could see, that it had been pretty much ran over from head to tail, and I just sort of stood there looking at it. And as I stood there, I started hearing these little squeaking sounds, and I said, "What on earth is that?" Do you see Kitty? It's okay, she can't get out here. And I thought, what the heck is that, And then I began to notice, oh my God, this cat was pregnant. And that there were baby kittens kind of ejected around the area. And then I heard the squeaking sound again. And then I noticed right next to the curb, there was 2 or 3 kittens right next to the curb, kind of in the shadow, so you couldn't really see them good. And so then I, bent down and started looking at them, and I was like, oh my God, these baby kittens are alive. Well, some of them were. Well, 2 of them were. And me being me, I couldn't just leave them there. And so I started to pick them up, the two that were alive, and they were still attached to the umbilical cord and whatever was attached to that. And so I literally had to like break the umbilical cords with my hands or my fingers, which wasn't that easy to do, actually. It was very unpleasant. But I did it, and all of a sudden I had two baby kittens, one in each hand, and proceeded to get on home, which I was pretty close to home by then. And took them home and started bottle feeding them and stuff. And one of them was a runt, and one of them was like a plumper. So the runt struggled, and eventually the runt died. But the plumper went on to be this gigantically fat cat, just a big round butterball that it didn't know how to act like a cat. I don't think it knew it was a cat. So it had very weird tendencies. Like its name was Cuddles. My mom ended up with the cat and still has the cat. And but when the cat would see you or something, or you would approach it, it would like hiss and make a terrible sound, and you would think, "Uh-oh, I better not even mess with that cat." But it wasn't really trying to be aggressive. It just didn't know any better, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, my mom bonded with it, and like I said, still has it, and it has a wonderful life and stuff now. So yeah, that was that cat story. Another time on the same road, but I lived in a different place up that road. This was in Phoenix. I was driving to my apartment, and there was a cat ran over in the road, and as I drove past the cat, I noticed that its head was upright. And so I thought, well, things don't die with their heads upright, so the cat must still be alive. And it's okay, Squirrely. It's okay, Squirrely. That's just Ratty. Ratty's jealous. She has to stay in the house when I come out here with the squirrelies. So she'll lift up and look out the back door window here, and that's why Squirrely got scared. So anyway, I immediately pulled over. Well, I pulled into a parking lot, and in haste, just grabbed my car seat off of my car because I was gonna go get the cat. Needed some way to get it, and so I went to the side of the road. I was waiting for traffic to uh, allow me to get the cat, and I'm thinking, man, the cat's gonna get ran over again while I'm sitting here waiting, because like I said, it was a busy street. It was a what was it? No, it was a 2-lane street with a center turning lane, and the cat was sort of in the center turning lane. So the traffic cleared. I ran out there, scooped the cat up in my car seat, went back to my car, went to my apartment, went into my kitchen of my apartment, laid the bundle on the kitchen floor, and just was looking at the cat and assessing its situation. And it was bad. It was really bad. The cat was bleeding from its ears, from its mouth. Not like, blood wasn't just pouring out of it, but you could see that blood was coming from its ears and its mouth, and one of its eyes had been somewhat dislodged out of its head. And so it was really, and it didn't look alive. It wasn't moving. It wasn't doing anything. and basically it was dying, and basically it died. It laid there, and I watched it die, and I didn't feel good about that, you know. I was bummed out that it died, that it got ran over, and I said, you know, I'm gonna lay hands on this cat and pray. Now at this time I was in the religious mindset and all that, but nevertheless I did, you know, what we're basically told to do. And so I laid hands on the cat and prayed for the cat. And after I finished praying, I just sat there and looked at the cat. And it's so weird to me thinking about this now, because I wish I would have had a camera then, or I wish I would have, I wish I could like remember it even better, because all I know is that about 5 minutes after I finished praying for this cat, that it got up off, you know, it stood up, and it had no wounds of any kind. It didn't, its eye was fine. It didn't have any blood coming out of it. It didn't have any broken bones. It didn't have any problems. And it started walking around my kitchen, exploring my kitchen. Now, it turns out this was a feral cat, a wild cat essentially. And so I thought, well, I can't really keep this wild feral cat in my house or in my apartment. And so I decided to make kind of a place. I had a big bush right outside my front door of my apartment. And so I kind of hooked it up with a place in that bush for it to, you know, I recover more, I guess, if it needed to or whatever. But I'm telling you, this cat died, and I know it was dead, and I know it had very terrible injuries. And 5 minutes after I prayed for this cat, it was fully healed and risen from the dead. I know it's hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe, but I was there. I did it, or I was involved in it, so I know it really happened. And so anyway, yeah, the cat stayed in the bush for 4 or 5 days or a week or whatever, and eventually, you know, it just went on its way doing its thing. But you know, I'll never forget that for sure. I still, like I said, I wish I could remember it in even more vivid detail. It's almost like there was a gap of time maybe that happened between when I prayed for it and when it was suddenly perfectly normal again and up and walking around in my kitchen. It's almost like there's a gap right there that I don't remember specifically what happened in that gap. But life is strange, my friends. Life is strange and wonderful. And so anyway, that's my couple of cat stories for you cat lovers, because I know there's a lot of cat lovers out there. I have a cat myself, and I'm an animal lover, and I'm definitely a squirrel lover, huh, Squirrely? Daddy loves these squirrels. I spoil these rascals. You can tell this squirrel right here is gaining some weight. You probably eaten 5 pounds of sunflower seeds this winter alone, you big rat. You big rascal. I got a big walnut here in my hand. I'm trying to get him or her to come and take this walnut from my hand so I can eventually get them comfortable enough with me that, you know, I could pet them and stuff, because I just really want to pet the squirrels. And I haven't really touched a squirrel and played with a squirrel since I raised my baby squirrel from a tiny, tiny baby. And that's been my goal for a while now, is to be able to play with and pet a squirrel again because they're just so cool. Cool little critters. You little rascal. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing a lot better. I'm feeling much better this month than last month, let me tell you that. Last month was a train wreck, but this month is better. And I'm just feeling, I'm feeling a lot more pre-2020 than I was last month. So love and light to everybody. Until next time. And we'll just sit here and watch Squirrely for a minute. You big old rat. When are you going to take this walnut, you big rascal? When are you going to get this walnut, you big rat? Let me see if I can hand it to her. Come on, Squirrely. I can't really do it with my leg. It's okay, Squirrely. 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 She'll come back. She didn't go anywhere. She just went behind that pot. Come on, you big rascal. Daddy wants to give you this walnut, you big baby. Come get it. You big chicken. Come on, you big chicken. Really? Come on, you big baby. I know you're over there. Come on, you old big baby. Maybe if I roll it over there. Get it, you big rat. Get it, you big baby. See you later, Squirrely. All his friends.